Kick things off in Spain as Endrick was officially unveiled as the latest addition to the Real Madrid squad. Of course, a lot of excitement over the 18-year-old Brazilian international. Been a good summer, hasn't it, for Florentino Perez, of course, Kylian Mbappe joining, and now Endrick, very much one for the future. He was emotional when he spoke to the gathered press, talking about how this is a dream come true, not only for him, but for his family as well. For more on this, we welcome Sid Lowe to the show. Sid, what are the expectations around Endrick short term?
I don't want to sound dismissive, but there is a risk of sounding dismissive. I suppose the truth is the expectations short term are really not very much at all. Because, of course, there doesn't need to be. Because you've just signed Kylian Mbappe, you've got Vinicius there already, of course, Rodrigo is there already. Last season, Bellingham was the top scorer in the Real Madrid side and got very close to being top scorer in the whole of La Liga. So you're not really in a position where you have the pressure on him, which is a really good thing. Of course it's a good thing. And he, as you say, he was very emotional. He cried at the presentation. He talked about how this was a dream. But the good news, I think, is that he's not going to have that extra pressure of needing to deliver immediately. Now, of course, he's going to want game time. Everybody does. Of course, he's going to feel some pressure to perform when he gets that. It might be that that pressure is a little bit greater because he's not playing all the time. But I do think in the short term, at least, he's in a really good position because it means that he won't come in, for example, in the way that Vitor Roque did with Barcelona last year. He won't come in with that sense that you have to deliver right now.
But is there not another side to that argument, Steve, where it's like you were the star of Palmeiras, you're starting for Brazil in Copa America, and you come into a Real Madrid team where you know you're not first choice?
This absolutely will depend on the mentality of the player himself.
Right.
You know, if he's of the persuasion that I'm coming here to take my time and get built up to the level of Mbappe, because that's what they're looking for from this guy. If he has that mentality and he has the patience to be able to come off the bench and be able to take his time, then there won't be a problem. The problem is if his head is not in the right place and he starts panicking because he's not getting game time, and then when he does get game time, what happens then is he overdoes it and then things start falling apart. So it's, on the face of it, it's a very sensible thing to look at it in a certain way, but the reality, again, you know, as I always say, the theory and the reality are two different things. If the reality is that this guy starts getting itchy feet because he's not playing, then that's when the problems will kick in.
But it's almost the folly of youth, isn't it? Like, you're 18, you want everything now, and you need someone to be able to tell you, no, look, it's fine. You've still got a long way to go in this career. Trust me. And a person who you want saying that is Carlo Ancelotti, isn't it?
Again, the problem is, Dan, I think you've probably forgotten when you were 18, people probably told you a lot of good advice. They just went straight in one ear and straight out the other. That's why I said the whole thing about this is his mentality. You know, you think of Vinny Jr. coming in and he took his time and he got some game time and then eventually he was starting, and then look at him now. That's the path to follow if you have the right mentality.
Does it help or hinder him, the fact that Kylian Mbappe's come in and he's not necessarily a first choice? It's all on the mentality, Dan. If he can just take advice.
Everybody wants to play. Whether you're 18, 28 or 38, you want to play. But you have to understand your position in the pecking order. And if you understand that and you go with that, then you'll be fine. So, look, everybody wants to play with great players. The fact that Mbappe's coming in is fantastic. He'll just be looking at this team thinking, I'm in with a bunch of superstars. I can learn off of these players, and any chance I get to begin with, because that's what he'll be thinking. Everything's fine just now. If I get the opportunity to get on the field with these guys, then I'm going to learn and I'm going to look great. That's what he's thinking right now.
Sid, I think it was a few years ago, wasn't it, when I think Zidane was in charge. You had Real Madrid win La Liga, Champions League, running away with everything. And they had a B team, like on the bench as well. It was a fantastic side. And you were arguing, well, how far up the La Liga table would this team finish? Once again, it seems Real Madrid have established this squad, which is deep in almost every position.
Yeah, and you know, to pick up from where Stevie's left off a little bit, that is obviously beneficial. It's beneficial to have that strength and depth, but it's quite difficult to sustain over a period of time, over a significant period of time. And as Stevie was saying there about Endrick, you look at Endrick and say, well, you're young. If your mindset is, I've got time, If your mindset is it's okay, I can learn off these guys and find my way into the team, then fine. But here's the problem with that. If you look at it from an age point of view, Mbappe's the oldest of the players in front of him, and Mbappe's probably got 7 or 8 years at the very top still left. Vinicius Junior is young, Bellingham is young, Rodrigo is young, Brahim Diaz is young. So it may well be that, okay, it's fine if you're 18 now and you accept that your time will come. What happens when it doesn't come? And of course, one of the problems with these, with transitional periods is they don't always happen at exactly the pace you expect them to happen. A really good example of this is Martin Ødegaard, who came into the Real Madrid team, they wanted him ready, and either he wasn't quite ready or those older players that everybody thought would step down didn't. And it's not that easy to manage. Now, to take up exactly your point about the B team a couple of years ago, when they had basically an entire B team played all of the away games, the final 5 games of the season, and it enabled Real Madrid to rest and rotate, and it really worked. And amongst those B team players were James Rodriguez and Alvaro Morata, amongst many others. Now, the problem was, of course, that was fine that season, because that season there was an acceptance that, okay, we're building towards something here. We knew more or less what, as Stevie was saying, what the pecking order is, who is at the top end of this. But when you perform well as a reserve player, your anticipation is, well, this leads to more opportunities. And you can't maintain that for long if those opportunities don't come. Now, so on the face of it, Madrid are in a brilliant position. And of course you want a fantastically strong squad. But of course it is going to take careful management. And you mentioned Carlo Ancelotti. And it's true that you look at this and you think, well, of all the people in world football to manage this for me, I would want Carlo Ancelotti to be the person in charge.
Should we show the Endrick picture, getting his medical, Sid? I know you love these. He's all ready to go. Look, thumbs up. Hearts all. There he is, yes. Ready to roll.
It's the checklist, isn't it?
Yep.
Have you got the name of the sponsors or the medical centre behind you? Yes.
Yep.
Have you got the shirt off? Yes. Yep. Have you got the suckers on the chest? Yes. Are you doing the big smile and the thumbs up? Yes, you are. Now, I would really like someone to be really honest after a medical and have them go, he looks a bit fat to me. Looks not quite ready. He's not ready. But don't worry, in a few months he'll be fine. It just doesn't happen. It didn't even happen with Jonathan Woodgate, who really wasn't ready when he signed for Real Madrid.
No, but he had his thumbs up. It was all good. It was all ready to go.
When he kissed the badge.
Yes, exactly. Kiss the badge. A la Madrid. Off we go.